It's day 66 in a year of living the warrior's way. And in today's video, I want to talk about something that's very important but often not discussed. So in Warrior, we call each other and our collection the Warrior Brotherhood. Now, that has a number of different meanings to people depending on who you are. But brotherhood is family. Brotherhood is a collection of people. Brotherhood is standing shoulder to shoulder with another man, having their back, never leaving another brother behind. This is very important in Warrior because we're just a collection of men. We're a collection of men who go to war every single fucking day. Now, we're not going to war in the physical side. We're not fighting against people with guns. We're not fighting against tanks. We're not fighting against weapons. We're fighting the biggest war of our lives, which is with ourselves, in our heads, in the old version of ourselves. We're fighting against that every single day. The interesting thing with Warrior is the men within Warrior who are fighting these battles, it makes no fucking difference if they're rich, if they're muscly, if they're good looking, if they're famous, if they're successful in other ways. It makes no difference whatsoever, because ultimately all of that stuff is just trappings. It's just materialistic stuff. Because let's say, there's a number of people in Warrior. The leader of Warrior, Garrett, is incredibly wealthy. Now, didn't used to be. He was and he wasn't, and he was and he wasn't, and his story is magnificent. But he went to war with himself every single day to produce the results that he wanted. And there's other guys within Warrior who, again, are incredibly wealthy. If you want to go to Warrior Con 4, you have to pay 10 grand to get there. I'm not going. I haven't got 10 grand. But there's other brothers who will go. There's a guy yesterday who was talking about the issues he had with his son, who was on drugs, and he now has embraced him and they've sorted out the relationship in an awful lot of ways, and he's paying for his son to go to Warrior Con. And he's going there too. And they're going to stand shoulder to shoulder, father and son, united as brothers, fighting the war in their heads and the stories that are going on in their heads. Because all that is actually happening is the money allows him to turn up to his problems in style. The looks. Some of the guys I've looked at in Warrior in the past, when we were doing King's Kit, some of the guys that I looked at and I was like, damn, you're a good looking man. That doesn't mean that I fancy them or anything, but there was guys with muscles, there was guys with, incredibly chiseled faces, and then there's gnarly old fuckers like me carrying a paunch and unfit and no money, and then there's other guys with incredibly beautiful wives. These are fucking show-stopping looking women. And, you'd see them on the road and you go, fuck, look at you. You're just an angel. Where the fuck did you come from? But their relationship is fucked. And they're trying to fix it and they're trying to build it. But the great thing is that as a brotherhood, we all come together. We all help each other. And we're actually, if you want to understand it, we're paying Garrett and the Warrior movement and the Warrior company to be in the company of men who want to fix things, who want to have it all across body, being, balance and business. But we want to be in the right company with other men who are trying to do that. Some men have done well in business, so we want to be in their company. You are the sum of the 5 people 5 people you hang around with the most. So I spend a huge amount of time in the Warrior Brotherhood, talking to other brothers, trying to understand things. And now we have sisters that we connect with every Tuesday, where the sisters are allowed to come in on the shelter calls, which is a live call run by the coaches. Coach Garrett gives us something to do. Coach Sam comes in, lays down the fire, kicks ass left, right and centre, and people get roasted alive, literally. Coach Sam goes in and says, "Oh, okay, motherfuckers," and he just says this, we're going to talk about this, and he gets a brother or a sister and he talks to them, and then he talks a bit more, and then he gets to where the real seat of the problem is, and then he starts to expose them, and he starts to expose the lies, and he starts to expose the stories, and then he starts to help them. And all of this happens in Warrior on a weekly basis, and the war with ourselves continues, and it's never ending, because if you sort something, suddenly you become wealthy, everything is great, then you have a different set of problems that you've got to start worrying about people wanting to steal your money. You've got to worry about people wanting to kidnap your children. You've got to worry about businesses failing. You've got to worry about employees fucking you over. You've got a whole pile of different problems. So let's say you sort out your relationship, but your wife fucks off with someone else. Then you've got a whole pile of different problems. Let's say you sort out the problems with your children, but then they turn into teenage little bastards, and you go, "What the fuck? You were lovely last week. Now you're a little fucker. What the hell is it?" Different problems. So let's say you sort out the problems with your body, and suddenly you're fit and happy and muscular, and you know, everything is going great, and then suddenly your back goes, fuck, twisted my back because I lifted incorrectly. Different set of problems. Got to keep working. So it's a never-ending battle and a never-ending war. But if you are in the company of other men who are trying to fix all of the things, and they can help you and they can advise you, and you're surrounded by other men who've done that, that fucking changes the game. It really does. I mean, Warrior brings a different mindset and a different collective and a different attitude, and it changes how you think. And it's amazing to see. So enough waffle from me today. Who do you hang around with the most? Can you eliminate toxic people in your life? Can you eliminate the toxic news and the lies and the bullshit and the propaganda that are fed to you? Can you eliminate family members who are fucking you over, who are stealing from you? Can you eliminate bad habits that you've got? You know, hit me up, leave a comment. Tell me what you want to do, what you want to change today, what will make your life better. One of the brothers today, I was watching his video, and he's moved away for a week from his wife and the problems that he's having, and he's at the beach and he's at the sea, and he says, "I love it here. This is amazing. I love the sea. I love the freedom. I love the noise. I love the smell. I love everything about the beach and everything about the sea." And I just said, fucking move there then. It's quite simple. If that's where you love, that's the surroundings you love, and that's the sight, smells, taste, feelings, touch, excitement, memories that are built and everything. If you love all of that, just move there. His business can move with him. He has to make choices. He has to look at things and he has to decide what is right for him. He has to decide what he can eliminate that is wrong from him. Maybe it's his wife. Maybe it's his house. Maybe it's his business, whatever the case may be. But Warrior helps you to do that. Thank you for today.